Class I'm doing intellectual property rights. This got my, can you see this? This is the book, it's a Baer Act. So intellectual property laws. Now intellectual property laws contain three acts. One is the Trademarks Act of 1999, that is Act 47 of 1999, and the second is the Copyright Act of 1957, alright, and the Patents Act 1970. So once again, intellectual property laws are made of three acts. One is the Trademarks Act of 1999, the Copyright Act of 1957, and the Patents Act of 1970. Now Trademarks Act and the Copyright Act of 1957 and the Patents Act of 1970, they were amended by Act 33 of 2021, all three. So amended by Act 33 of 2021, amended by Act 33 of 2021, and amended by Act 33 of 2021. Now, if you just go through this, if you go through the Baer Acts, like if you go through this book, when you see the Baer Acts, then you will find there are 13 chapters with 159 sections, all telling you what all is there. And if you go to the Copyright Act of 1957, then you have 15 chapters and 79 sections, all describing about the Copyright Act. And if you take up the Patents Act of 1970, there are 23 chapters and their sections are 163. So first of all, you should go through this and the contents, etc., to see what it is. Only then can you really understand. So what lies there? So let me talk about first in this lesson about the intellectual property. In the intellectual property laws, the first act is the Trademarks Act of 1999. So this is also known as the brand name as a type of intellectual property. Intellectual property laws in India are covered by the Trademarks Act 1999, the Patent Act 1970, and the Copyright, which I have already said, the Copyright Act of 1957. And you also have the Designs Act of 2000, the Geographical Indications of Good Registration and Protection Act 1999, the Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Rights Act 2001, the Semiconductor Integrated Circuits Layout Design Act 2000, the Biological Diversity Act 2002, a trademark. Now, what is this? A trademark, when we are talking about, this can be acquired. Okay. A trademark can be acquired or owned by anyone, either by an institution or company or any business organization and individual, to show the difference between their product and products of other companies. The Trademark Act of 1999 has 159 sections, as we've already said, and 13 chapters, wherein registration of trademark and further conditions, powers of registrar, effect of registration, application procedure, and duration of registration, special provisions relating to protection of trademarks, power of registered proprietor, use of trademarks, rights of registered users, rectification and correction of the register, collective marks, registration of certification of trademarks, appeal to appellate board, and penalties are described and discussed. Now let's just come to the statement of objects and reasons. The Trade and Merchandise Marks Act 1958 has served its purpose over the last 4 decades. It was felt that a comprehensive review of the existing law be made in view of the developments in trading and commercial practices, increasing globalization of trade and industry, and the need to encourage investment flows and transfer of technology, need for simplification and harmonization of trademark management system, and to give effect to important judicial decisions. To achieve these purposes, the present bill proposes to incorporate inter alia the following, namely, so this is what is there in the Trademarks Act. So I'm just going to read first, number 1, providing for registration of trademark for services in addition for goods. If you can see that, that is A. B is registration of trademarks which are imitation of well-known trademarks not to be permitted, besides enlarging the grounds for refusal of registration mentioned in clause 9 and 11. Consequently, the provisions for defensive registration of trademarks are proposed to be omitted. C is application of factors to be considered for defining a well-known mark. D is doing away with the system of maintaining registration of trademarks in Part A and Part B with different legal rights, and to provide only a single registrar with simplified procedure for registration and with equal rights. And E is simplifying the procedure for registration of registered users and enlarging the scope of permitted use. F is providing for registration of collective marks owned by associations, etc. So these are the various the present bill proposes to incorporate, and the other points like providing an appellate board for speedy disposal of appeals and rectification application which at present lie before high courts. H is the next one, transferring the final authority relating to registration of certification trademarks to the registrar instead of the central government. I is providing enhanced punishment for the offences relating to trademarks on par with present Copyright Act 1957 to prevent the sale of spurious goods. J, prohibiting use of someone else's trademarks as part of corporate names or the name of business concern. K, extension of application of convention country to include countries which are members of groups or unions of countries and intergovernmental organization. And L is incorporating other provisions like amending the definition of trademarks, provisions for filing a single application for registration in more than one class, increasing the period of registration and renewal from 7 to 10 years, making trademark offences cognizable, enlarging the jurisdiction of courts to bring the law in this respect on par with the copyright law, amplifying the powers of the court to grant ex parte injunction in certain cases, and other related amendments to simplify and streamline the trademark law and procedure. Now, second is, in view of the extensive amendments necessitated in the Trade and Merchandise Marks Act 1958, it has been thought fit to repeal and reenact the said act, incorporating the necessary changes. Third, the bill seeks to achieve the above objectives. So this is what you can see. Basically, that is why it had to be rewritten. In the next class, I'll talk about the Copyright Act of 1957 and the Patents Act 1970.